Welcome to South Florida saltwater fishing. I'm Heath. We're offshore deep dropping for golden tilefish. You know what that means. It's time to get into the bite. There we go. Jump in the boat. Woo! Nice blue line tilefish.
Let's do this.
That's nice.
Let's do this.
Right there. I'll bring you
Let's
home
do
again.
this.
There we go.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
He's going in the cooler. All right, folks, it's 2026. We've headed out to the golden tilefish grounds. All right, so we're currently sitting in right around 750 feet of water in the mud. We're gonna do some drifts in between here and about 800 feet, seeing if we can pick us off a nice golden tilefish. The gear that we're gonna be using is a Daiwa Tanacom 1000 spooled with 85-pound braid. And it's on a Tanacom bent butt rod with a swivel tip. We're gonna be using a 5-pound weight to get us down there. And we've got 9/0 circle hooks on 300-pound test leader. We're going to use 2 lights. These are going to be the color blue and they're going to strobe on and off as we drop down. Right now our drift is about 1 knot, which is great. It's nice and slow, yet it's going to take us a good while to move our bait, which is something we're going to explain to you how to do when you're 1,000 feet out. All right, so we're fairly close to the spot, so we're going to go on ahead and make our first drop. Our bait that we're going to use is squid, whole squid. So that being said, let me show you how to hook up a squid for deep dropping. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook and we're going to send it through, not through the head, but through the tail. We're going to send it through 1 time, just like this, and let it hang. We're going to twist our hook around and we are going to send it back through sort of the body part again. All right, and there you go. So the idea is that when it's drifting in the water, it gets pulled through like this. The squid actually looks like it's swimming. That is why you want to rig it this way. Here we go, we're gonna make our first drop. See if we got any luck this time. 1, 2, 3, fire away. So when you drop down a 5-pound weight, you don't want to stop that at all. It'll take a gnarly bounce and then it'll pop off and it'll snap your braid. You'll lose everything. Once you let it go, fire it away until it hits the bottom. And we'll see about how much line we got to let out to get down to 800 feet. Typically, you got about a 3 to 5 knot current when you're deep dropping out here in the stream. Like I said, we're at about between 1 and 1.5 knots. All right, we're on the ground. We're at 934 feet out. What I want to explain to you is that you don't always just consistently let your line out when you're deep dropping. You want to move your bait. So to move your bait, you can either lock up your reel and let your line come tight, or you can just palm your spool so that it stops. Your bait gets on the bottom, you palm your reel, and you wait until the line comes tight. And you'll give it, depending upon your current, 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds rest to actually lift up your sinker and move your bait, and then you let it back down to the bottom. That's how you hunt down the tilefish. Remember, they're burrowing in a hole. They're not just waiting for you to drop a weight on their head. And now while you're fishing for them, you gotta watch the tip of your rod, see if you get any real strikes. Your rod is gonna sway up and down from the movement of the ocean because you have a 5-pound weight on the end of it. Don't let that detract you. A fish strike looks like a bump. It does not look like finesse swaying. Drop number 2. Fire away, see if we can get lucky this time. If we're out here doing some deep dropping, may as well throw on a squid on a bucktail jig, and we'll just kind of let it drift out there. See if we can pick up someone swimming by. You never know. Got a little bit more of a current this time, right at around 1 knot, right around 970 feet to get to the bottom. Oh, we're getting a bite. got somebody on. There we go. Good fish, good fish. All right. All right, it's gonna take a while to reel them in. We're gonna reel our flat line up so we can concentrate on this. We got a good fish going on, folks. You got about 940 feet to go. You got a fish that don't like, you'll see him periodically try to dig like that right there. That's what you want to see, is you want to see them head bumps. That way you know your fish is still on there as you're winding him up. Good fish. And so again, what we're talking about is we want to use circle hooks when you're deep dropping. Because when you got this fish fighting and fighting, and you're pulling him up from 1,200 feet away, that hole in his mouth that you initially made from the initial strike is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Remember, he's not just coming straight up, swimming up. He's twisting and trying to get away. He's got something in his mouth. Now you see, there we go. When he pulls like that, he's not very happy. So again, you got to remember, we're using an electric reel, and a lot of folks go, oh, that's not fishing. No, it definitely is. It's not wise to come out here and try and hand crank 1,200, 1,300 feet of line up, even with no fish on it and a 5-pound weight on it. You're gonna be pooped out after 1, maybe 2 drops. And again, with the electric reel, you can't just put it in full blast and get your fish up. He's gonna pop your line or get off the hook. There's a finesse game to it. Even though it's electric, it's still fishing. He don't want to come up. I see him, I see him. Here he comes. 17 feet. There we go. Solid fish. There we go. Nice, you know, 10, 15 pound golden tilefish. Second drop. Well, we can get 2 on the boat, so we're gonna go on ahead and try again for another one. Nothing like connecting on your second drop for golden tilefish. Typically, it can take you anywhere between 1 to 10 drops to find them. You know, you can be out here for a couple of hours and you still might not even get into that bite. We got lucky. We got us a nice solid little haul. Now we're gonna get back on the spot and go back out and see if we can find another one. Gonna go for drop number 3. Fire away. Now let me talk a little bit while we're racing towards the bottom about finding mud. If you look at this one screen right here, it's got a solid color on the bottom, right around 700, being red. My strongest returns on my fish finders send back the color red. Whatever yours might be, it might be blue, it might be yellow. When you have your strongest color sending you back a solid return on the bottom, that's hard bottom, folks. Now, if you look at this other screen right here, one of my bottom is right around 750, 760, and the bottom looks like a bowl of fruity pebbles. That is mud. That's what you're looking for when you are going for tilefish. If your bottom does not look like that, you might connect with rosies, you might connect with you might get lucky and get a grouper or something else, but you are not in mud. You're guaranteed to not connect with the tilefish. Drop number 4. Drop number 5. Drop number 6. So each drop is taking us about 20 minutes or so to let it down to the bottom, do our drift, and then wind up and get back to the spot. You do about 8 drops, you're gonna be there for about 3 or 4 hours. So you do the math. A golden tilefish is 100% worth the effort you put behind it. All right, should be almost at the bottom. Current's still right around 1 knot. Oh my God, I'm getting a bite on it. Whoa, this is an immediate bite. Dropped it right on his head. Whoa! Awesome, I did not expect that. Get him up off the ground. Oh, he's digging. Yeah, another one. Yeah! You can hear it straining. Every time he pulls, boy, yeah, that's a good fish on there. Lots of strain. Fish is turning on his side, pulling, yeah. Oh! Oh man, I love it when these fish are like that, man. And again, I just gotta sit here and let the reel do its work. Yeah, 680 something feet to go. That's a big fish down there. We got him coming on up. We got connected right when we hit the bottom. So we had out less than 1,000 feet of climb. But this fish is big and he's putting a lot of strain on the motor, a ton of resistance, right? So we're getting him up as fast as we can. We almost have the reel. Whoa, look at that, he's digging. You can tell when that fish don't want to come up, but that's always a good sign, right? That means he's still on. You gotta love it. Yeah, oh boy, there, oh boy. And he stops the reel completely when he takes a dig like that. Looking like a good sized tilefish right here. Love it that we've got 2 of them today. All right. All right, this is a better one. All right, yeah, this is yeah, there we go. There you go, look at that one right there. That's a bigger one. Solid 20, 25 pound golden tilefish. I'm just glad we got to connect with 2 of them today. We're going home and eating good for a while. All right, folks, so there you have it. A spectacular day heading offshore, doing some deep dropping for golden tilefish. Heading out with that exact plan and that target species. Didn't take too long and we connected on our 2nd drop. Then later, we got a much nicer one on about the 6th or 7th drop. You don't get much better tile fishing than this. The whole key to tile fishing is finding your spot, which is mud, and persistence. If you don't fish for them, you're guaranteed to never catch them. All right, folks, that about does it for this episode. Hope you had fun, hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little bit about how to catch golden tilefish. Till next time, South Florida Saltwater Fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes us.